did have the informal financial sector. We've always had our own way of helping people when they need money. The Esusu, the kind of local cooperatives where people bring money together. But that has limits to which it could go.
There was a limited understanding of the importance and benefits of financial inclusion and the sort of adverse impact of financial exclusion on the economy. There was also no real data that could really sort of make people understand what the challenges were, what the issues are, the opportunities, where the gaps were. That was also lacking.
We used to have a financial system that wasn't well structured. It wasn't a very structured one, and so CBN could not intervene appropriately in terms of which area, to support, because we don't have the correct statistics.
Once the regulators had a good understanding of, the importance of financial inclusion, the CBN took the lead together with Athena, really to understand that in order for us to have any impact on the levels of exclusion in Nigeria, we had to have a holistic approach that cut across all the regulators in the financial services sector.
Part of the issues, I think, as far as adopting financial products is concerned, is the ability to understand exactly what it is that the customer needs, and also to understand the priorities. In some cases, I think you must remember that if people don't have an employment, they don't have regular income, having a bank is not number one priority for them. And as we try to have these products sold to people, we need to understand also what are their income levels, what is their role in the economy.
We also have especially targeted intervention in the North. The North has sort of had its a bit on the low side, while you can boast of about 78% inclusion in some zones in the South. In the Northwest and Northeast, you are talking about 25%.
The big problem with the North is that the financial exclusion is a symptom of a problem. It's a symptom of a much deeper problem. It's a part of the country that has, in terms of development indices, a lot that we should be concerned, not because they have no economic activity, but simply because they don't have access.
No consumer should have to travel 50 kilometers because he wants to save 500 naira. Nobody should have to leave his house because he wants to withdraw 1,000 naira. So we are thinking lower cost agency banking, which is basically leveraging existing infrastructure, existing services as correspondents for financial institutions. They can conduct transactions on your behalf.
I'll give you a simple example. In Kano, in the palace in Kano, there's so many women that basically don't never really had bank accounts in the palace, and that's right in the city. All it took was to get First Bank to come and set up an ATM in the courtyard, because they just, and then that's it, they opened accounts. And now they all use cards, and all that. Everybody inside the palace uses cards, all the women, and some of these are very old women, traditional old women. So just understanding what is the concern. The concern for them obviously was going out to look for a bank, to line up, mixing around with men and all that. So you give them an ATM and they get involved in financial. You include them in the financial system. It is worthwhile to remember that these things should be flexible, and after 5 years of trying something, if it's not working, maybe we should try something else or introduce some flexibility. And maybe there's a role for the MTNs and the Airtels, in this area, and maybe they could help, and we could figure out how the concerns of the CBN as a regulator can be addressed